Welcome back to the Mommy to Mogul radio show with Martha Sanchez. She's here to provide you with information and resources that will empower you to build a successful business and reach financial independence. Now let's get back to the show. It's the Mommy to Mogul radio show, empowering women to build a successful business on the Rockstar Radio Network. And here again is your host, Martha Sanchez.
Okay, so in the last segment, we were looking at how to define your brand and what you needed to look at in terms of when you were creating your brand. And we covered 5 very important factors, which was looking at what your company's vision is and making sure your brand covered or resonated with your company's vision, what your mission is, and making sure that, again, the brand followed with the mission, and who your target audience is. Because as you create your brand, that's another important factor that you have to look at. Because if it doesn't resonate with your target audience, you're going to miss the boat totally and miss out on all those valuable leads. Now, in this segment, we're going to look at the process of selecting your brand. And as you are looking for the brand name, you will want to consider several different elements. And these are the 5 elements, as I said before, and they're not all inclusive, but they are the ones that I found most important as I was looking at my brand or looking for my brand and rebranding as well. The first element was the name you choose for your brand. Although it's important, and it's also important to determine your brand should be your name, it's important for you to determine whether your brand should be your name or not. Many entrepreneurs choose their name to distinguish them from others in their field. And that's perfectly appropriate and perfectly fine. Look at Angie's List example. She chose her name to make her stand out from other resources in the area. Very unique and made her a more credible and more personable, somebody you would be more willing to trust than just, a very generic a list of resources for home repairs or something like that. That just sounds kind of cold. So you can see the difference between the two. However, when you choose whether you choose to use your name or not, it's important to realize that the founders of companies and business owners become linked to their brand name. And they are always, and I mean always, in the public eye. I mean, you can see this from people such as Oprah Winfrey. She made one comment a long time ago about meat, and the backlash was incredible from the meat industries because they felt like she was misrepresenting them. So you have to be very cognizant of the power that you, as the founder of a company and the business owner, or the actual brand, have in terms of your opinions and the things you put out there. So again, you want to keep this in mind since you want to do and want to have to do things that can impact your sales and credibility in a positive way in the marketplace. If you're choosing a name, you want to make sure that the name clearly communicates your product or your service, that it's not confusing, that it represents your mission. For example, a healthy food store or a health food store should not be named Twinkie's Food Store. That kind of is counterintuitive because here you are, a health food store, and you're calling yourself Twinkies. Doesn't give the right image, does it? Kind of sounds funny. So that's one you didn't want to use. And of course, you wouldn't definitely not want to use a Twinkie image. Number one, because that's a brand name and it's trademarked. But number 2, the image is not very wholesome. It should also inspire trust and quality. It should be simple and clear to read and spell. And this one I want to be really stress a lot about, because if it's not easy to read, if it's not easy to spell, how in heaven's name are you going to be found? So don't make it difficult. A lot of people try and be catchy or have a gimmick, And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But if you're using a gimmick, make sure it makes sense and make sure it's easy to spell, because that's usually going to be your web domain, and you don't want people misspelling your web domain. You want to make sure that it resonates with your corporate culture, the personality of your business, in other words. And for those of you that don't have a large business, with you as an entrepreneur, with your values, with your image and the image you want to project to your ideal customer. That it connects with your target audience. So you want to make sure that it's something that they will feel represents what they're looking for, that they can trust, that they're more likely to want to find out more about. The second element to consider is your tagline or slogan. Let me define what a tagline is. A tagline is defined as the key phrase that identifies your business by identifying your mission, promise, and brand. Taglines are used to get the attention and to cause people to want to really learn more about your product or your service. Although it is not necessary, it can be very useful in making your brand stand out. And if done effectively, taglines or slogans become a way of using a phrase that will be catchy, and not just be catchy, but it will catch the attention of your customer, even when they hear it as a commonly used phrase. They'll instantly bring your brand to name. Let me give you a couple of examples. If you say, "Have it your way," what's the first thing you think about? Burger King, right? Even though that may have been an older slogan, it's still the first thing that comes to mind for most people. "You're in good hands" makes you think of Allstate. And what else does that do for you? Think about it. It gives you this amazing feeling of trust because you're in good hands. They're holding you up. They're supporting you. So the image is also very good. How do you spell relief? Now, this is an old one, but a lot of you will know this. It's ROLAIDS, Rolaids. And although that's a really old brand, that still was a great tagline at the time. Everybody, when you said, "How do you spell relief?" they immediately, in their mind, started spelling out Rolaids. So tell me what an enormous branding tool that was, and what a great marketing strategy. Think about the Orbits, the Orbit gum. Dirty mouth, clean it up with Orbit gum. Great philosophy. And what's the first thing, the image you have? The woman with the shiny teeth and, bright smile. So, you know that it's going to make your breath smell better. It'll make your teeth look nice. Great, great commercial. Great image. Hallmarks is when you care enough to send the very best. Talk about tugging at your heartstrings. And when you think about that saying, that's the first thing you think about, Hallmark. And Nike is not far off from the mark as well. Just do it. An incredibly action-oriented statement. But what is Nike all about? Nike is an action-oriented product. It's about sports products. So of course, that is the perfect type of statement for them, or tagline for them. Geico has another one, which is 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. So this one is incredibly intuitive, because what is it doing? It's telling you how you're going to save time and money by going to their site. Brilliant branding strategy, brilliant slogan or tagline. It's a lot better than the caveman one, quite frankly. Although the caveman one was cute and gimmicky, this one really speaks to the benefits that people who are looking for car insurance are looking for. So all of these taglines or slogans, aside from creating an immediate association with a brand, may also provide the customer with what? Visual images of the brand. Because when you say this slogan, a tagline, you immediately start imagining their logo or their vision, their brand name. It inspires feelings that are associated with the brand. As I said before, Allstate, you're in good hands. It gives you the feeling of being comforted, supported with the image of that hand, that they're there to help you and support you. Same way with Just Do It for Nike. Incredible. The first image is like a powerful, empowering image, which is what Nike's all about. And they can even define benefits associated with using the brand's product, as we demonstrated in Geico's 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on a car insurance. So all of these capture your customer's attention, move the customer to action, resulting in sales. And that's what it's all about. Those are the two main goals that we're looking for. All right, the third element is fonts and colors. When using fonts and colors in your brand, consider your target audience preferences. How easy is it for them to read it from afar? How easy is it for them to read it in general on the eyes? Because there are some colors that are very painful to read because they're too bright. So, for example, when I was creating my Mommy to Mogul brand, I used what looked like crayon writing for my Mommy to Mogul to represent family and parenting and all things that are important to me personally, as well as the mogul is more formal and it's representing professionalism, business, and success, since that's my target audience. And is women entrepreneurs, of course. And this is something that I wanted to capture their eyes and their attention. The fourth element is using keywords. And you want to make sure you use keywords if possible in your branding or tagline to keep the search engine optimization or SEO so that you are found more easily online. But I do notice I said if possible. It's not always possible or advisable, but whenever you can, it's a good strategy to use as long as it resonates with your customer and still communicates clearly your values, your quality, and your mission. The fifth one is, will it represent the full extent of your service? When we come back, I'm going to continue with more information about that one because we have to elaborate more on that one. That's got a lot more information.
Remember, it doesn't matter who you are or where you came from. The ability to triumph begins with you, always. So says Oprah Winfrey. This is the Mommy to Mogul radio show, helping you build your business. And we'll be right back with more from Martha Sanchez after these